Welcome to Ocean Chicks Films.
Hey guys, welcome to Ocean Chicks Films. I'm your host Karen, and tonight I am going to talk about the 2023 film Nefarious. Now I know this one's got a lot of controversy connected to it. I'm not going to really touch on the subject matter in the film so much. There won't be any spoilers either. Because you know what? I have my opinions, you guys have your opinions about that kind of stuff, and everyone's free to have their opinions about that. And I don't want to get into big debates about it, because it's your choice, right? You can think and believe and feel the way that you want to. But I thought this movie was interesting for the demonic stuff, the elements of that and how they portrayed it. So that's what I'm going to focus on tonight and chat about. And I definitely want to hear your comments in the comment section below, but please be kind to each other when you make these comments and don't take it too seriously. I think that it's important that, we spread community and we're nice to each other. Now let's get started with this film. Okay, like I said, I want to focus on the demonic possession elements of this film because I think they were really different and very unique. Nefarious from 2023 is an indie horror film directed by Cary and Chuck Konzelman. On the day of his execution, a convicted serial killer tells a psychiatrist that he's a demon who can possess his body. As the evaluation ends, he also tells the doctor that he will soon commit 3 murders of his own, starring Sean Patrick Flanery and Jordan Belfi. So basically we have these 2 men in a jail cell or interrogation room debating the existence of God and the devil. And they both have differing opinions. And the whole thing is dialogue with a little bit of, emotion, a little bit of horror, I guess. Not as much. It's not like super horror, but depending on the way that you think, it can be. The idea of, some invisible being taking over your body and your mind and you being out of control and not being able to explain it scares the shit out of me. Always has, always will. And I also wanted to say I bought the DVD. I love the cover art. I think it's really, really cool, and I've watched it a whole bunch of times. All right, so yeah, you've got these 2 men in this huge interrogation room with really tall ceilings, and the inmate that is on death row is handcuffed, to the table kind of thing. And you have a doctor there that's asking him questions because they have to determine whether he is fit for the execution or whether he is criminally insane. And there's this debate that goes on, and I find that intriguing. It goes back and forth and talks about a lot of stuff, but just the way that the demonic entity takes over and debates things with the doctor, trying to coerce and influence him. Apparently, from the stuff that I've read, this is pretty accurate to how exorcism or how possession would be. And I think that that's really cool. It's not all about pea soup and heads turning around and whatnot, which is fun to watch as well. But I think this is really intriguing, and to me this is scarier than that other stuff when you think about it. And there's a lot of parts in here where the actual human person kind of comes through his personality, and he's literally so freaked out he can barely speak or get the words out. And you get that feeling, how would you explain this to somebody and prove to them that this is going on? You'd think you were crazy yourself, but it would be terrifying with this entity popping in and out and controlling things with you, based on like they're saying some of the choices that he's made. One being a Ouija board playing session when he was like a preteen or teen, whatever. I think that's really scary, and I love how they did that. And one of these days I want to get an actual exorcist on the show so that I can talk and ask questions about all of it, because I have so many questions about how that whole process is. Like if someone is possessed, if, you know, if it's real, if it's not real, if it's scary, if it's just something that's happening all around, if, you know, I just have so many questions and I'd love to talk about that. So this movie really got me thinking about stuff. Now, Sean Patrick Flanery plays the possessed individual, the inmate. I think he did an excellent job with the facial tics and twitches and stuff that he's doing. He comes across as having a serpent-like quality, and apparently that's kind of a thing too in real life, if it's allegedly, if it's true or whatever, demonic possession. So I thought that was really cool. And Sean was actually in Boondock Saints in 1999, and I loved that movie. Love it. I highly recommend that you watch it. I'd like to check it out again actually too. But I think he did an amazing job considering he's talking the whole way through. The whole thing's led by him. Really, really, really well done. And I love the way the devil's portrayed, in that he's making people do things and he's not taking responsibility for anything bad that he's done. And it just made me think of Charles Manson and how he orchestrated with his cult, you know, people to do things for him, but he was incredibly guilty of these crimes because he was kind of manipulating them and forcing them to do these things. I just think that's fascinating to think about that over and over and over and over a million times. Terrifying, but intriguingly fascinating, how that all kind of works. You know, what's evil, what's people, what's the devil, what, you know, all of those kinds of things. I find that interesting. Am I totally sold on how things are and what I believe? No, I'm completely open to it, but I love learning about this stuff and hearing different opinions and interpretations of it. And I just think this was a really cool one that really made me think. I think that's why I've watched it so many times, because there's little elements and subtle things in it that you don't catch every time you watch it. And I love that. Like I said, the moments when the actual person comes through, where he's allowed to come through, the demonic doesn't stop him, is heart-wrenching. So well done. The two sort of personalities that Sean is playing is really well done. And like the part, I won't give away what happened, but the part where he's offered his last meal kind of deal is just like, oh, so heartbreaking. And it would be frustrating if you were in that kind of situation and you couldn't truly explain it to anyone and get them to believe it or understand. Very, very incredibly heartbreaking. So overall, I enjoyed this movie. The very end was a bit cheesy for me, and I didn't really like that part. Not really sure why they did that, but kind of flipped it to something a little bit different, and I didn't like that very much. Sean Patrick Flanery is amazing in this film. And yeah, it was really different. It was a different way to portray possession. I'm completely going against the popular consensus, but I liked it. You know, it's just one of those movies that I enjoyed it, and I just did. And I'm not saying I agree with everything portrayed and the way it was portrayed in this film, but the demonic side of it, the possession parts, I thought were really well done. I thought that was really fun, and I let my mind kind of go there, and it freaked me out quite a bit. And that's how I regarded this film. I don't let any films kind of dictate how I think. And I don't think I've ever seen a film where I 100% agree with every single message or thing that the person's saying. And I don't think you have to. I think you can still enjoy stuff. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Certainly let me know what you think. I'd love to hear, you know. I think it's really cool to talk about these things with you guys. For my review, I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. A Ocean Chicks cult classic. I freaking love this film. And like I said, it's in my collection now, so I think it's kind of cool. It's one of those moments, one of those films that everyone's gonna remember, you know, forever, and it sticks in your head. And I like that. I think that's really cool. Like it or not, even if you hate it, it still makes it popular. So yeah, I thought it was fun, and I'm really glad I got to see it. And took me a while to talk about it, but I felt that this was the time to do it. So you guys, if you like this video, give it a like and comment below and subscribe to the channel if you want to, only if you want to. We'd love to have you as part of the crew. And let me know more supernatural horror movies that you guys have seen that you like, because there are thousands of them out there that I haven't seen yet. And I feel like lately I'm getting into a rut and I'm scrolling and I can't find anything that I want to watch or that's new. So I love hearing your recommendations, because you guys always find all the good stuff somehow and I never do. So let me know what they are, and I'll check them out. And if I watch one of yours and review it, I'll give you a shout out. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your week. I will see you again really soon. Bye guys.